I started to speak about good magic and bad magic. But before I get into it, what I'll say is decide whose opinion matters and who you're answerable to. When I was speaking about good magic and bad magic, it might have sounded like I was saying we cast our spells through words. And while that's true, we also cast the spell through our facial expressions, the actions that come with it, the gestures, what's being insinuated. What is good magic and what's bad magic? In short, good magic is anything that gives power to the receiver, bad magic is anything that takes away power. A very simple distinction, right? But why is that important? An example given in the book Scripts People Live is I could say, I just love how smart you are. On the one hand, I could be saying, bigging you up, encouraging you to let that part of you shine. On the other hand, I could be saying, shut up, don't be such a smart ass. I'm planting a completely different seed with the same words. The thing is, you can internalize those words and not even realize. Now, every time you've got something you want to share, there's something you find interesting, there's a voice in your head saying, shut up, don't be a smart ass, don't stand out. Let's say you're aware enough to see there's some ill intention there. You're a bit of a rebel, so you say, no one's going to shut me up, I'm going to be even more of a smart ass. I'm going to be even more arrogant. Actually, my words are still living inside you. And you're less authentic now because you're living life as a reactionary. Even on the good side, if I had good intentions, some people don't take praise that well. So they might push that away and go in the other direction. Or while we do need those to encourage us and build us up, that's our elders, our teachers, our leaders, and so on, accepting that from anyone can be just as dangerous. There was a group in the States. I believe they were associates of Jack Donovan, if Jack Donovan wasn't the one who said this himself. But basically, they were. I should explain who Jack Donovan is. Jack Donovan is an author of a very popular book called The Way of Men. So basically, they were they were all about brotherhood. They were all about being strong, being the best versions of themselves, building together and sharing and so on. And one of the things they said was, I don't care what your opinion is. If you're outside of the group, you're outside of the group. Like it's irrelevant. I don't care how right or wrong you are. That can seem kind of ignorant, but actually that's so important for strength and the cohesion of the group. Because they know who they are and what their mission is, they're only answerable to people who are on the same path. The praise or cursing from people outside doesn't change a thing. And even on an individual level, Marcus Aurelius spoke about being indifferent to praise and criticism. I would add that I think that's only worthwhile if you know who you are and where you're going. But think about that. So much times when people praise us or criticize us, they're just carrots and sticks trying to get us to go in a direction that makes them comfortable. It seems like I'm giving you power when I'm encouraging you and praising you. But actually, I'm only praising you when it's convenient for me. I'm only praising those attributes of you that are good for me. Your sense of power that I can benefit from. But when it doesn't benefit me, then it doesn't matter so much. Or I'm discouraging you in those areas that are not convenient for me. If you can have a stronger sense of self, then you don't have to bend to either one. And that renders my words powerless. And that's why I said in the beginning it's important to decide who you're answerable to. Because that means that the encouragement that you accept would come from people who actually want you to go in the direction that you've set out for. I was having a discussion with some therapists about it was about all the isms, but I think we were on ageism uh, in the workplace and society, and they were sharing about looks that they got from colleagues and comments that were said. I kind of felt like, yes, isms are not great, but there's a certain power in you reaching a point where just because someone says you're too young to be able to do so and so, or you're too old to dress like this, if I know who I am, do you know how powerful that is for me to say, regardless of what you say, I'm not trying to get you to change your opinion. Regardless, I'm going to be how I am, and this is my journey. Your praise and your criticism don't pull me to the right or the left. I think that shows real strength and growth and integrity of your person. And the litmus test is that resistance. Kind of going back to the subject of magic, when you praise and when you criticize, what are your intentions?